Reggie here, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. I have been incredibly busy with work over the last couple of weeks, but I did manage this weekend to pick up a new collection, and it literally fell into my lap. It was literally delivered to me, and I had no choice. I had no choice but to take it, and in this video, we are going to talk a little bit about the details behind this collection, and we'll also check out some of the books. Stay tuned. So as I mentioned in that brief intro, I picked up a new collection this weekend, and I will tell you that the source of this collection is not a new source. It is not a new source to me in any way, shape, or form. It was actually my mother. I'm at a soccer game with my kids over the weekend, and my mother shows up to the soccer game, and about an hour or so goes by, and she mentions a collection that she has in her trunk that she brought with her. Now, a few weeks before this, she had asked me to come over to the house to take a look at this collection, and I just haven't had time because I've been traveling in and out of town, and so she decided to bring the collection to me. I jump up out of my chair and I'm like, let's look now. And she's like, wait, you're going to look at it now? And I'm like, yes, now is the time. I'm here. It's here. Let's do it. So I walk over to her trunk. She opens it up. I pull out, it's about 3/4 full. Pull the box out and I start flipping through the books. And very quickly, I identified a couple of awesome books in the collection. The biggest of the books was Amazing Spider-Man issue number 300. Everyone knows this comic, right? It was actually a newsstand, which was a little unusual. Like, I've never had a newsstand of ASM 300 before. I've had a lot of the direct editions, but this was pretty cool. The book has some staining and some watermarks and things like that bring its value down a little bit, and I'd show it to you, but I actually bundled the book up along with the next book that I'll talk about, and I am sending them to the person that is doing the press cleaning and pressing for me. The second book that I picked up was the first appearance of Sabretooth, which is a really cool book. I have a copy of it sitting off to my left-hand side that's in the personal collection. This was a pretty nice copy. Both copies have some love, right? Some wear and tear. The first Sabretooth wasn't as bad as the ASM 300, but both books are awesome. Both have been bundled up and are being mailed probably today to the guy that does the cleaning and pressing for me. There were a couple of other books in there, nothing really crazy. Like, there was some early Iron Man, some early Submariner, but outside of that, nothing too crazy. It was interesting that there were like 15 or so copies of the issue where Bane breaks Batman's back. I thought that was interesting that there were that many copies. Even in the 100K collection, I didn't find that many copies of this specific issue, but cool to find. There were a couple of books that I do still have here that I want to show you guys that kind of caught my attention. One of them is this one right here. Everybody knows this book. I think it came out in 1992, I want to say. This is Cable issue number 1. And what's cool about this, well, there's a couple of things. It is issue number 1 and also issue number 2. Both of them are bundled together, but there is a certificate of authenticity. There were 2,500 issues or copies of this released, and this is a copy 2039, but it is signed by John Romita Jr. right here at the top. Both issue 1 and 2 are signed. So I thought that was kind of cool, and it's actually sealed. I actually can't even open up the plastic. It is actually sealed with a seal of some sort, limited treasured edition, seal of authenticity, tamper-proof, do not remove is what it says. But really cool that I found this. I have several copies of Cable issue number 1, of course. This book was released back when I was first collecting comics, but I don't have a signed copy of it, so I thought that was really cool. No information in Key Collector app about this one, so I actually submitted this to Key Collector so that they can add it to the database, because I've never seen that bundle that way. And again, 2,500 copies are out there. Who knows how many still exist. This next one is pretty cool as well. This is Morbius issue number 1, and this one dropped when I was originally collecting as well. This one appears to have a sketch card in it. It might be like a photocopy of an actual sketch. I don't think that it's the original, but I think Ron Wagner, I think that's who signed this one. You can see it right there. I think that's his signature, Ron Wagner, and it's, of course, Morbius. A pretty nice sketch. I take a closer look, but this one too is actually sealed up on the back side of it. There is a certificate, or I'm sorry, a seal of authenticity that's been placed here, I guess done in 1992. From Clobberin' Time Company. I've never heard of that before. I have lots of copies of Morbius issue number 1, but none that come bundled with this sketch card. So a couple of cool books that I found in the collection. I paid $800 for this box of books. And in all transparency, there wasn't a ton of other good stuff in the bin, but part of the reason why I did it is because the person that gave the books to my mother was in a financial situation, and I wanted to help out, right? So that's why I ended up buying the collection. That's why I paid what I paid for it. I would love to have gotten it cheaper, but sometimes you try to do like what the right thing is. That newsstand copy of ASM 300 is a really good book, and it could be worth a lot, but in its current condition with the water staining and other things that are happening on the book, we'll see what the grade comes back at. My hope is that I can at least break even on the money that I spent, and I should be able to. In all transparency, I should be able to do that. I say at the beginning of this that the path that this collection found me is not an unusual one, because over the years my parents have actually had me look at several collections that friends of theirs have actually had, and up until this point there hasn't been anything really worth buying. But I've given lots of opinions on lots of collections that my parents have surfaced over the years. So we'll see. We'll see what happens when those two books come back from the cleaner. Fingers crossed that they clean up quite nicely, and if so, then I may actually get those books graded, and then we'll see what happens with them after that. But a couple of cool books, right? A couple of cool books, and also I think a really good cause. So with that, we're going to wrap this video up. I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch. I hope that you enjoyed this video and the look at the collection that recently fell into my lap. If you want to reach out to me, feel free to do so on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care.
Turn me up in my headphones a little bit, like I want to feel it, I want to hear it. All right, that's it right there. I spoke. When the sun rise, till it's burned out. No place to recharge, so we gotta learn how. Conversations with OGs that got dreams that never worked out, so they become masters of dream analysis. They come in the form of barbers and schizos. Warhead with a big nose with his lip.